Hello and welcome. I hope everyone's having a good day. Welcome to my channel. I'm Primal Pilot, and for my very first review, we're gonna take a look at the HG Reginleif. Uh, if someone knows the correct pronunciation, you can comment down below. But anyway, we're gonna proceed with the 1/48 scale Reginleif. Raiden and Theo or Theo use from the anime series 86, and the reason being it's currently one of my favorite animes that's going on. Okay, so in the box, and it's a pretty thick box, as you can see here, we have the option of building either Theo's unit or Raiden's unit, which Raiden's unit has it says here, the autocannon, while Theo's unit here has the standard, or is the general use one. Okay, so just at the side of the box here, you can see some of the poses. Excuse the glare, I'll have to settle the lighting situation in other videos, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, and one good thing about this kit is we also get Bandai's newsstand, which should let us be able to get up some good poses out of this thing. Okay, so here's the other side. Ooh, that's a bit too close. And we have Lena herself, which has her own figurized standard kit. Also, I have not built the units from season 1, the juggernauts. I haven't built any 3 of them, but I chose this one because, well, season 2 is currently airing, and because the unit itself looks way better compared to season 1. So let's open this up and see what we have inside. Upon opening the box, we get a total of 6 plastic bags and 1 pamphlet style instruction manual that you usually get with HG kits. Oh, let's cut these open and take a look at the runners themselves. First, we have a multicolor runner molded in white, grey, red and clear. The red and clear are option parts for the main camera lens. Next runner is in dark grey with parts for the cannon, legs and pilot seat. Then you have 2 runners for the leg and body armor. Unfortunately, the barrel for the 88mm cannon is molded in 2 parts, which means you will require seam cleanup. Next are 2 more identical runners for the legs and pile driver mechanism. Here we have a smaller white runner with parts for Raiden's weapons and 2 pilot figures. Then we have 2 more runners for the legs, and 1 small red runner for Raiden's weapon and 1 grey runner for both weapons. Lastly, an extra goodie that comes with the kit is parts for Bandai's Action Base 4. After putting it all together, you get 1 Reginleif with 2 weapons, the 88mm smoothbore cannon for the general purpose type, and the large autocannon for Raiden's unit. Also included are 2 pilot figures. Other parts include 2 alternate anchors, 2 black wires for use with the anchors, and parts to attach them. We also get 2 sticker sheets, one for color correction and another one for Theo's and Raiden's insignias. The last thing is 1 Bandai Action Base 4 in clear color, but you only get 1 hexagonal base with the kit instead of 3. For extra parts, we only get these 2 vent pieces which go under the abdomen. So moving on to the main unit itself, I gotta say, it is slightly larger than what I was expecting, and I'll get to a size comparison right after this. But we'll just take a look at the kit itself. So if you ask me, I'm a fan of walking type tanks, or just basically walking tanks, something like Tachikomas, which I definitely have to get one in the future. But yeah, it's reminiscent of that. When if you think, look at the two sub arms here front, and then the four legs, and so the back here. If we just maybe lift that up, yeah, we're just missing that big passenger pod at the back for the Tachikoma, and basically you can get a Tachikoma. Okay, so just looking around this kit, there are fantastic mechanical details where which you can appreciate, and the kit does have quite good articulation for basically what poses you want to get it in, and which we'll also take a look at later. But just to let you know, the large foil sticker sheet here. Okay, so I attached this one, which is basically sticker number 7, or sorry, 12, which goes on the legs here. It doesn't look that bad if you're looking at it from a distance, but you can also paint it, which shouldn't be too hard. There are also these stickers, the white stickers here, which should go here where the leg meets the main body. And I don't know why, but small red sticker here. But my main gripe, or basic the stickers that I'm not a fan of, is if you look at here, I've attached one. This for what I assume to be the magazine of the 12.7mm cannons. Are they cannons? 12.7mm heavy machine gun. Sorry. So these, if you, as you can see here, the original thing, this is just two parts sandwiched together, which, and it's all white. But you do have, for the barrel, there is slight hole there, which looks good enough if you're, as long as you're not looking too close. But you can drill, should be able to drill that just to make it slightly deeper. But this whole section for the magazine uses 1, 2, 3, 4 stickers, which is basically here 1, 2, 3, and 4 stickers here, which to me, you're better off just painting it, because it shouldn't be too hard to mask the other parts of the machine gun here. Just slip one masking tape over here, then you should be good to go. Okay, and another thing, the main sticker that I really am not a fan of is this whole thing is just two colors. So you get white for the barrel, and then just gray for the main body itself and the magazine. But there are two large stickers which should go over here. See there, yeah, which will, no matter how you look at it, that is not gonna look good. So you're better off painting that. But if you just want to display the kit, then the sticker could be acceptable. Depends. Well, that depends on you. For me, yeah, I'm planning on painting this kit in the future, so I'm not gonna put that large sticker on here, because that will just be a pain to wash off the adhesives. Alright, so next let's take a look at Raiden's, which the part that makes this Raiden's unique, which is the large autocannon. So yeah, as I mentioned before, we have this has quite good color separation, but yeah, there's no. I would I would love it if there's an explanation on what these parts actually are. So basically, you have the large autocannon here up top, and then this whole thing, which yeah, as I mentioned before, I'm just gonna assume is a shield. In terms of size, the kit is around 7 centimeters tall or 2.7 freedom units if you swing that way. Compared to the HGH normal Atlas and the RG Axia, the tank just about reaches the waist level for this HG Gunpla. And for you armor modelers out there, the kit is slightly wider than a 135th T62 and about the same length of the hull. And for something in the same scale, here's a 148th Corsair. Now let's take a look at the articulation of the kit. The front arms with the 12.7mm heavy machine guns have 4 points of articulation, rotation where they connect to the main body and at the upper arm, and 2 hinge joints. These can be raised quite a bit, but the elbow is just a bit short of 90 degrees. One gripe is the hinge joints are those you find in IBO kits, which tend to fall apart easily. So you have to squeeze them back tight after a while. For the legs, just like the front arms, these rotate at the body and at the upper leg, and there's a 90-degree up and down, which is mainly blocked by the lower armor covering the joint. At the knee, you get about a 45-degree bend with a nice piston detail below the lower leg. The pile driver unit also has a 90-degree bend, and the foot blade thing can move in and out independently. Back to the joint at the body, you get a bit of front and back, and since all 4 legs are identical, the articulation are all the same. At the back, the abdomen can move at 2 points, at the base and at the top. The whole thing can also swivel, but is slightly blocked by the legs unless you lower them entirely, but then that just makes it look weird. With the whole assembly raised, you can get quite a bit of elevation and depression. The one thing that can be a bit difficult is trying to get back the abdomen into place properly. Next, let's take a look at the gimmicks. Both main weapons attach to the back via this small attachment point, which can pivot slightly, and the corresponding slot in front of the magazines. Switching between the weapons is as simple as slotting them into the attachment points, but it can get a bit finicky since you need to hold the kit from the base, and the magazine blocks your hands. Personally, I prefer the smoothbore cannon compared to the autocannon, but the autocannon at least looks unique compared to tanks and other things you might have on your shelf. Since the barrel is molded in 2 parts, you get a seam line right down the middle along the entire length of the barrel. As it isn't too obvious, but if you're planning on painting, then you better prepare for some sanding work. However, unlike the Juggernaut kit, this doesn't have the shell ejecting mechanism. The kit also includes the wire anchors you can see in the show. The anchors go on both sides of the abdomen, and to attach the wires you need these white parts which attach to the anchors. Then it's just a matter of inserting the wire into both ends. Since the anchors are light, the wires have no problem holding them up for poses. For the alternate anchor part, it's to show the anchor hooked onto something. But in my opinion, the wires could be a bit longer. Now for my favorite gimmick of the kit, the pile drivers on each leg. These weapons just make sense as to how the squad fights in them, since they do jump around and mainly attack from higher elevation, jumping down on the legion and then shooting the pile drivers right into their bodies. To extend them, you have to get your finger into the top part, just behind the leg, and push down on a small notch. Once the pile driver is out, far enough, you can just pull it out from the bottom. For the cockpit, to put in the pilot figures, you have to lift up the abdomen and then push the small fin on top of the cockpit here to lift up the cockpit cover. For 148 kit, it is a bit bare if you compare it to 148 scale aircraft kits, but considering the size and it's a covered cockpit, you're not losing much there. Next, you pull out this front part here and slide the pilot into his seat before closing up the cockpit. To attach the kit to the action base is as simple as using the 3mm adapter on the base and sliding it into the bottom of the Reginleif here. For now, it isn't too loose, but considering it is a round connection point, the kit might swivel around depending on how you distribute the weight. All in all, this is a kit I have no trouble recommending whether you're a fan of the anime or of walking tanks in general. The Reginleif will have no trouble standing out in between your gunpla or armor collection. For me, I just wish they would release a weapons only version for Kurenas and Anjus, because those missile pods are just as awesome as Anju. Also, Bandai, please release a Vanagander kit. That's all from me for this kit, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.